Hey, what's up guys? It's Paige. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here in my studio and I actually have something really exciting to tell you guys about my thesis, but I think I'm going to save it for my next video because I realized in order for me to talk to you about this exciting thesis thing, I need to actually tell you what my thesis is about. And I've been meaning to make this video for a while, so there's no better time than right now. So let's get into it. So I am doing my 5th year, it's my thesis, and I'm really interested in like restoration and ruin and like restoring older buildings. And last quarter was all about research. So I started off researching, I did a lot of like reading about the theory behind restoration of older buildings. So Viollet LeDuc and John Ruskin, they have like all these opinions, and they're more like the, you know, like the 19th century kind of opinions. So, you know, that's what that is. And obviously we can't like take their opinions 100% as like the rule today. And there's a lot of amazing examples today of like buildings that have been like modernized. But I was just kind of interested in how you can kind of maintain the character of the building but also create contrast. And I've kind of realized in my own architecture designs that I love working with contrast, and so like the fact of like old meets new is like really exciting to me. But I feel like my design can be a lot more complex than that. It can involve new structure, new spaces, so I think it could be really amazing. So basically, fast forward a little bit, and my teacher proposed that we take a field trip for our first quarter of studio last quarter, and he said we were going to go to Seattle, and I'd never been to Seattle, so it was really awesome to go. But that kind of got my gears turning, and my teacher and I were talking a lot, and we thought that my design should be somewhere with like a rich urban, like dense urban fabric. So that kind of set up Seattle as a perfect place. And coincidentally, Seattle has an amazing policy about historic preservation. They have really made an effort to not tear down a lot of their buildings. So I started doing a little bit of research into different older buildings in Seattle, and I really wanted to find one that was abandoned and didn't have existing program going on inside of it at the time. So I just randomly Googled like Seattle abandoned buildings, and I stumbled upon this like really ghetto like slideshow of images of abandoned buildings in Seattle that people thought were cool because they had been like graffitied or like whatever. So come to find out, one of the buildings I found would actually become my site, and I think it was the weirdest way to stumble across it. I found a lot of options, but in the end, it just became the best one. So it's called the Metropole building, and it is this gorgeous sandstone, I don't know why I can't say that today, sandstone building from the 1890s. I don't even know exactly when it was built because it's so difficult to find information about, but it was built in the 1890s. It was destroyed a little bit, like destroyed in the Great Seattle Fire in like 1905, 1901 time. And but it was restored and it was still used. And so it's had like tons of program. It's like this 3-story building. It's beautiful, like very traditional, arches, stone, everything. And it's had so many programs. Like there used to be, it was originally a hotel. It's been a convenience store, a restaurant. Now that I'm researching more, I'm finding it was a restaurant. There was a shooting inside of it, which is really random. There was offices, and there was also like secret prostitution happening in Seattle for some time. So that happened like in the basement of my building. It also has an amazing basement. And just throwing this out there, if you guys have ever been to Seattle and gone on the underground tour, my building, like you go underneath it when you go on the underground tour, and it's right next to like Pioneer Square and Occidental Square and everything. So just really cool history behind it. And when I got to go to Seattle and visit this building in person, it was just like so awesome, so opportune. The location is just amazing as far as the Seattle context goes, and it's also next to this really kind of bizarre looking concrete parking structure, and they call it the sinking ship, and it's actually this like emblem for Seattle because there used to be a gorgeous hotel on the site, and they tore it down and put the parking structure in its place. And afterwards, everyone was like, what the hell are we doing? That old hotel was amazing. Why did we tear it down and put this parking structure here? So I find that the juxtaposition of my building, which I am trying to restore next to this concrete mistake that Seattle has quite interesting. I just find that contrast and juxtaposition really, really interesting. So my building is great for that sense. So basically, love this building. The only problem I ran into is I've had quite a difficult time finding like drawings and exact measurements for this building. And I went to Seattle, and I actually went to the Seattle Public Library, the really cool diagrid one by Ome, which is amazing inside. But they have like a Seattle Public Library room in there that's all about Seattle's history. And I went there, I uncovered a lot of interesting things about it. Like, I have a bunch of articles pinned up here that were super useful for me, and they told me about the history, which is why I'm able to talk about the history and everything. But there was just no accurate drawings or anything. So like right before my Christmas break, I did all this research for the drawings and had such trouble. And even up to yesterday, the last week, I was struggling because I was not sure of the dimensions of my site. I will show you one of my models that I've made that was kind of like a study model, and I've cut the facades out of plexiglass, and it was kind of this metaphorical about the transparency of the facade. So that's why it's like this. But basically this is like the site dimensions, and I had no idea what they were. Like this part, I was between 16 and 20 feet. Like I didn't know. And then this part, it was like between 126 and 140 feet. Like it was so out there, and I was trying to pull my dimensions from like Google Maps and CAD Mapper, and it was just so frustrating. So basically the good news is that I don't have that frustration anymore, and I will share that in my next video, which I will film right after this one. So if you're curious, but anyway, I want to keep telling you a little bit more about my thesis before I get caught up in the drawings. But basically, my thesis continued with research and just a lot of speculative ideas and nothing permanent yet. So I still haven't decided on a program for this building. I haven't decided on the structure. That's all kind of I'm kind of getting the ball rolling on all of that right now. But I did like some really explorative stuff. So I will flip you around. I did these drawings that are kind of just imagining what the building could become. This one was talking about parasitic architecture on the outside of the building. Here's a drawing of that parking structure that I mentioned called the sinking ship. I did a series of watercolors to explore the different elements of my building, the archways, these are random, but the windows, all of the delicate stones and everything. I went through and did that. Just a lot of speculative stuff to help my thoughts progress on the whole thing. So the whole process has been really fun, and the last quarter was really about research and just ideas, and now we're getting way more concrete, looking at roof plans, sections, floor plans, everything, and I'm getting excited about my project, especially because I had this good news about the drawings. So I will share that in my next video with you guys. I am getting up in the momentum now of my project, and I really thought I should make this video because I am talking about my thesis in like every video, and you guys are probably like, what the hell is her thesis about? So that's where I'm at so far. Like I said, don't have a program. It's probably going to become something kind of bizarre. My teacher suggested like making a museum for a single artifact, and like I wanted to do like a blacksmithing place. So I'm trying to let the building decide for itself what it's going to be, but I will share more with you guys in my next videos. Thank you so much for watching and all of your comments. I really appreciate them, and like you can hear in my voice that they make me really excited. They just make my day. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video, and if you want to find me elsewhere, I will put some links to my Instagram and other websites down below. Okay, see you guys in the next video. Bye.